Hello and welcome to the next episode in the Debate Wheel series. I have a randomizer wheel loaded up with questions, concerns, controversial topics, etc., all around LEGO Star Wars. I'm going to spin the wheel and sort of just ramble on and talk about my opinions on that subject. So let's give it a spin. All right, is LEGO Star Wars in a good space right now? I guess that's sort of going to depend on when you're watching this and at the time of me filming this, but it's definitely in a controversial space right now. I think it's doing a lot of good. I think it's doing some bad. And I think it's doing some mystery stuff that we're not quite sure how it's going to play out. So this is being recorded at the start of 2026. And so we're just now getting used to the new Smart Brick sets. They're dropping here in about a month or two. And it's a very controversial topic. I think it's so far been a big swing and a miss for LEGO in general with the Star Wars space. Although the sets do seem to be very targeted towards young kids, and I bet all the young kids are really looking forward to getting those sets. So, big swing and a miss in terms of introducing the Smart Brick system to all age groups, incorporating some level of Smart Brick play into a UCS set or into a more adult-centered play scale set just to really get all of their audience on board. But I pretty much only hear adults complaining about the Smart Brick sets, and while they seem lackluster to me and a lot of other people, I'm not the target audience for it. They're specifically designed for very young kid play. I think they're probably more the 6-8 plus sets. And so I don't know if that puts us in a bad place. Just because all the LEGO Star Wars sets out right now aren't appealing to adult collectors, does that mean we're in a bad place? I don't think we can make that jump. I think we really have to take into account everything going on. I do think they're doing some really cool stuff right now, right? There's a big focus on the UCS sets. A lot of people are really happy with the new Django Slave 1 that came out. There's obviously been some hit or misses, but the Mos Eisley Cantina MBS set is giving us a lot of hope for that to turn into what maybe Ewok Village could turn into in the future, or some sort of Hoth set. Personally, I wish they would bring back MBS versus UCS. I know they're semi-interchangeable to an extent, but I think Master Builder series would be a huge resurgence for the LEGO brand, especially in the Star Wars space, just because those sets were very involved, huge minifigure selections, right? It feels like the UCS sets we get now. Jabba's Sail Barge is really the only recent one I can think of that came with a lot of characters. Otherwise, Django's comes with 3, 2. Just all of the sets seem to not really come with a lot of minifigures. And for me, I love that the MBS line seemed to be all about putting together a large-scale scene and being able to incorporate all the minifigures it comes with in order to really play that out as a bustling Star Wars scene. So, pretty cool that they're focusing on UCS. There's obviously a big push for UCS right now, and I'm hoping that sort of energy continues on through the year and through the next few years. But I'm hoping that they scale it back a bit in terms of the current selection they have and start giving us some fun ones that we want. I think everybody's hoping for like UCS Jedi Temple or Dexter's Diner or a new Ewok Village, but I believe the new Ewok Village, at least at the time of recording this, is rumored to maybe be play scale or some variation. It's not rumored to be a UCS level set, so that might be a letdown, maybe not. We'll see. But I think that's a huge win for the LEGO space, is that they're putting a lot of effort into these 18 plus lines. I think all of the sub lines that they have for the Star Wars IP is great right now. The helmet line has been killer, even with a couple lackluster helmets in there. I think the helmet line in general has been great. I think the MIDI scale ship line has been fantastic. And I'm glad they're introducing the TAT walkers in with that so that we can branch beyond the flying ships and we can get the large scale ships in general in this MIDI scale line. I think they make for really cool display pieces. In addition to that, I think it's a controversial topic for a lot of people because they're not in the target market again, but I like what they're doing with the Star Wars mechs. I think that's just another fun line to introduce, get you some cool minifigs, get you some cooler, unique builds. Star Wars, as vast as it is, does have a limitation on currently provided ships and characters. There's only so much you can expand with, and so this is them pulling something out of the box, giving us something out of universe that I think is really cool. In addition to that, I think Rebuild the Galaxy has been huge for LEGO Star Wars, giving us a LEGO Star Wars TV show to watch, as well as multiple sets that all are so well received by fans. was fantastic. I really hope there's a season 3 and 4 of Rebuild the Galaxy. We've only had 2, but the Dark Falcon, Jedi Bob Starfighter, the Force Burner, uh, all of those sets have been stellar, and I really like the unique out of universe IPs that they're pursuing to give us some more variety on the shelves. I think it's in a fair space right now. They've given us some cool builds. It's just shelves of X-Wings and TIE Fighters, and I don't know, it's not like it's a boring selection right now. They're giving us plenty of variety from adult to kid. They're giving us the Star Wars logo, I think is awesome. People want to display that next to all their sets. That's a cool alternate build. I'm hoping they come out with that same thing for the Rebels TV show and the Clone Wars TV show and all the other different variations. I think people want to display those signs that sort of labels what your shelf is all about. You can book all of your sets together based on the movie or TV show or the era that they're from. In addition to weird sets, we got obviously like the Gingerbread AT-AT. I think that was a fun addition. It obviously sold like crazy. People love that. Introducing these newer, unique, out of universe sets instead of just all ships and other stuff in there is important. And I think they're doing a decent job at that, whether or not some of these are hit or misses. I feel like the only big downside right now is smart bricks feel very lackluster, but it's the first year of them. Like, we don't even have them yet. They're still on pre-order. So whether or not they're going to be good or bad is really hard to tell. I think they're going to be bad in terms of adult collectors for displaying on shelves because they're not meant for that. They're inherently meant to play sounds in a play feature style. So if all you like doing is displaying your sets on shelves, why would you ever care about getting a smart brick? It just doesn't make any sense. So I think expectations need to be metered with that, but I don't think that's inherently in a bad spot. I do think that they need to make some tweaks to make the smart brick system a better system than what it's currently being advertised as. I think LEGO's been great about giving us a lot of minifigures we've always been wanting, right? The new recent 25th anniversary celebration figures, we were able to get a 5s, a 9 nub, Saw Gerrera, all these guys that are coveted. Cal Kestis, sorry, I blanked on that. Cal Kestis is an awesome one. Branching into these video games, Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order, would be huge. I know people are dying to get an official Mantis set. There's a lot of good IP coming out with Star Wars that I think they can pursue for more sets. It's weird to think about Star Wars. For me, I've loved Star Wars and Lego Star Wars for 2 decades now at this point. So it's eventually like you don't know you're in the good old days till you're out of the good old days. But it does feel like we're in this nice resurgence with Disney buying Star Wars, that there's a lot new shows coming out and new movies and new projects, that there's this huge wave of new Star Wars material that I'm really excited to play around with. I think adult collectors jumping back into it, people wanting to get back into one of their childhood hobbies like I do, that all plays a big role in making good sales and making good products for Lego to sell us, because there's a much bigger market of people that are diehard Lego Star Wars specific fans. And so I think it's doing a fine job right now, but I think they really should ramp it up with some years moving forward. I'm sure there's nitpicky little things that we can talk about that Lego's doing poorly. People always bring up helmet holes. People bring up the lack of printed pieces and more stickers. People bring up price per piece and piece counts and stuff getting smaller and price getting a little more expensive. And all of those are fair gripes to have. But overall, it's not like Lego Star Wars is fizzling out and dying. I think it's actually really prospering and growing right now. And that makes me really excited. I love Star Wars a lot. I specifically really love Lego Star Wars a lot. And knowing that it is still growing and challenging itself and pushing out new material, and all of that is exciting to me. And I'm glad about all of that, and I'm going to support all of that. So I think it's in a fine spot. I'm really happy they're deciding to refresh some of these older sets, and after 10 years they're finally retiring this incredible set. But it is cool that they are going to push this to the wayside and either come out with a new one or make room on shelves for different UCS style ships, stuff like that. We finally got some rehashes of some old sets fans have been wanting, whether or not you're happy with the build or not. The turbo tank, the V19, Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, just a ton of these that I think are, it's refreshing to get newer builds of all of them, whether or not they're perfect or not. I'm pretty happy with the Lego Star Wars space right now. I think it's in a good spot. I think it'd be hard to argue that it's in a bad spot. It's definitely not perfect. It's never had a perfect era of Lego Star Wars. There's always been nitpicky stuff you can choose. So if you want to zoom out to big picture and take a look at all Lego Star Wars has to offer, I think it's in a great spot from everything from sets dedicated towards children to their 18 plus lines dedicated towards adult collectors. They're trying to tailor to everybody in those two groups and in between, as well as push out a lot of good new sets and try new things, right? Whether or not smart bricks succeed or fail, it is exciting to know that Lego is trying to push the envelope and trying to evolve and grow some of the stuff they're offering. All right, is Lego Star Wars in a good spot right now? I think it's doing fine. I think it's got a wide variety of stuff they're offering. They're trying new things and they're continuing to push the envelope and try and cater to what fans are wanting, given the wide range of fans that they have to service to. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that take and what your opinions are. Is Lego Star Wars in a good space right now? And I'll see you guys on the next one.